I stand here tonight on behalf of everyone who has benefited from this great ministry, from this great company. We are in our thousands. So tonight I stand on behalf of the 9 ministries, and I want to say thank you, Microboard, for everything you have been doing, and we can only salute the sacrifice that you have made for all these years. Tonight, I'm very grateful, my wife and I, to be here and join you in celebrating this 40 years of a dedicated man with a great vision and passion, not only for your nation, but for the world. As you all know, in this world we live in, every one of us has his own passion. Some are passionate about sports, others passionate about movies, and others about politics, others about pets. But Craig was passionate about humanity. And that is why this video you have just seen is part of his humanity, part of his care for humanity, whereby through partnership, we are on the front line in the Congo, reaching out to the needy people who are suffering from the greed of some multinationals and some politicians and some greedy rebels who have put that country at war for the last 20 years or so. 8 million people have died in my country, and no one talks about this in the last 20 years or so. As we speak now, we have 13 million displaced people in the country. And Congo is the most dangerous place to be, according to the State Department, in the world today. Yet that is where God has called us. Through partnership and partnering with Microboard, we are giving education to the orphan children. We're giving food to the displaced people. We are giving medical assistance to the women. We are also rebuilding what the rebels are destroying: homes, churches, schools. That is what we are doing. As you all know, all this is happening because there's one man who said, God has blessed me and I can share part of my blessing with the other part of humanity. If I would describe Craig, that I came to know for a few years, but I never got a chance to meet him physically, but I'm meeting him tonight through his family and through you, his friends. I would say 4 things about Craig tonight that I want you to take home with you. But these 4 things will be summarized by one thing that I know and that I've come to know about Craig. It's care. And if I was to preach as a pastor is supposed to preach, my sermon would be titled, Caring as Craig Did. Caring as Craig did. This man, his family has spoken a little bit about him with a lot of respect. You who are his friends, you know him, and we can speak and talk about him for a full day. We'll never get to tell every story about his life. But as one of your own writer, Arthur William Ward, would talk and write about a meaningful life, he said 3 things that I'm borrowing tonight, which I'll be sharing with you concerning Craig that I know. The first thing I know about Craig is that he was a caring person. He cared for others, starting with his own family. He cared for them. That is why he built a great family, a loving family, a God-fearing family, a united family. He cared about his family, and that is why nothing could shake that family. He cared not only for his children, but he cared for the children in his community. That is why, from a very successful consultant in California, he came back in this community, helping children, repairing their toys. Is this something that a successful consultant can do? He did it because he loved the children, and he did not stop there. He went ahead because he cared so much for the community. He started repairing their broken phones. You remember those days, how precious they were. That is what he did because he cared for humanity. He cared for family. That is what Craig did, caring for others. The second thing that Craig did was daring for others. As the needs grew with the technology and the demands around the world, you have just shared about what he did. He dared for others. And that is how he stepped out, coming up with this technology, which you have just seen and you have heard testimonies how he wanted to save other people's lives. That is what he did. He was ready to solve the problems of the humanity. He was ready to save lives of other people. He dared with his daring spirit. Today we have this company which is still carrying along this legacy, which is saving one life, 10 lives, thousands of lives. The third thing I know about Craig is that he was someone who used to share with others. Not only caring for others, not only daring for others, but sharing with others. He shared his life in India, in Africa, around the world. He shared the proceeds of his work with the people he never got to meet all over the world, but he changed their lives, he touched their lives, and we are part of that. That is what the Dalai Lama would say, and I think Craig believed this. He said, as human beings, we each have a responsibility to care for humanity. And as social animals, humans need friendship, but friendship does not come from wealth and power, but from showing compassion and concern for others. This is what Craig believed, and this is what his life was all and all about. The last thing that I knew about Craig is that he was someone who lived regarding as far as his faith was concerned. He was so concerned about life after death, and that is why he placed his faith in God, his creator. And he said, I will not live like someone who just came from nowhere. I know that God created me and made me for a purpose. And that is why he believed, and he lived his faith so openly to the very end of his life. One of the last statements that he made was, I pray that the vision to bring more people to Christ may become clearer and clearer to everyone. Tonight we celebrate 40 years of a work which was started by one man, the work that has saved many lives, the work which is helping and blessing us in Africa, in India, and elsewhere. You are still alive. Craig is gone. You have an opportunity to care for others. You have an opportunity to dare for others. You have an opportunity to give for others. You also have an opportunity to make a relationship with God if you want. Because one thing remains true. When everything is said and done, one day we'll spend our time either with the Creator or far away from the Creator. Some believe this, some don't believe it yet, but I call you to believe that. It was said of the great king in the Bible, David. For those of you who read the Bible, you read Acts of Apostles chapter 13 verse 36, that David, after living and fulfilling God's purpose in his generation, he died and rested. Each and every one of you has God-given vision and mission to accomplish in this generation. You are in technology, you are in business and different things. Make sure that you fulfill God's purpose in your generation. And when you are gone, we will look back and say, like Craig, this is what he built. We'll look back and talk about your name. This is what you built. So as we go here, I want you to live with this word, 3 verbs. May each and every one of us go to aspire, to inspire other people before you expire. Aspire to inspire before you expire. Thank you for listening.